everyone kind of knows FoMSC and that we're like on everyone's good side. Okay, we're not the bad guys.
Kind of going above the office hour. That's gonna be the title of the episode. Going above the office hour. The future of FoMSC with Nat Burden.
I was in my improv team in high school.
Oh, that explains a lot of things.
A lot of things? What is that supposed to mean?
No comment. Welcome back to the FoMSCast, everybody. My name is Michael. I'm your Vice President of Advocacy, Accessibility, and Equity. I said it without messing up.
Good job.
And today I am here with...
Hi, my name is Natalie. I am your VP Communications on FoMSC, and I'm also the President of Choir Council this year.
How are you? How are you today?
Tired, but good. I don't have any classes today, so I only came in for this, so feel special. No, I'm kidding. I love this idea. Thank you, Michael, for having me on.
You don't have any classes? Damn. Well, I guess I don't have classes on Friday, which is
I don't
better.
either. Tuesday and Friday. Yep.
Today's Thursday.
Oh, sorry. Can you tell I'm like Thursday and Friday I don't have classes.
So you have like a 4-day weekend.
Kind of. But I like do homework. I have 2 online classes.
You do homework. Okay. That's nice.
Mm-hmm.
So what is VP Communications, first of all? Like, what do you do?
I do quite a few things. But I think like one very important thing is the Instagram. I'm losing my voice. Is the Instagram. So any posts that you see, they kind of either I made them or like my promotions team make them. So shout out to Tammy, who's my promotion commissioner, or one of them at least. You still can apply to be
By the time this comes out, you won't be able to.
Never mind. Okay. I will have my future promotions commissioner.
As of today, the 27th, you can, but
yes. Okay. But
not when this comes out.
I will have 2 promotions commissioner, and we kind of all work together on the Instagram and all the Instagram posts and all the other social media posts. We're trying to work on like maybe introducing some new platforms, like social media platforms. But
is TikTok going?
I want to.
FoMSC TikTok?
I want to have a FoMSC TikTok. I want to get the ball rolling, and I want like to prepare whoever comes next to kind of be set and ready to go. I do a lot. I did the headshots. I like take a lot of pictures, just anything promotions related, anything like for the meeting minutes. I make sure that they're shared and whatnot. And I have control of a lot of things, but yeah.
Yeah, what is that? It's at FoMSC Western. Is that the handle? I think so.
For our handle,
yeah,
for Instagram, it's FoMSC Western.
Yeah, because you also did social media last year for Choir Council. Right?
Yes.
I always saw your little TikToks on Instagram.
Yep.
With the lav mics.
Yes. No, I had the wired mic, and that was actually, it's a secret, but it was from my last job. It was not mine.
Oh.
But I had it. I had it in my purse. And when I moved here, I never took it out of my purse.
Oh.
So I had it and I used it for Choir Council. I promise. I bought my own new like clip-on mics. Those are mine.
Okay.
Those I paid
So
for.
you're no longer a criminal.
No longer. Well, but I still own the little mic.
Oh, so you are a criminal.
I still
Gotcha.
am.
I will be reporting you right after this. Yeah. Where did you work? What's the address, the store manager?
It's actually back home. So no one knows.
Where are you from again?
Ottawa.
Don't
get me to reveal the address just by like keep asking questions.
Yeah,
You're like drilling me.
So what street, like what neighborhood were you in?
What did you do for work?
what year did you work there? Who was your manager? I've been to Ottawa one time on a school trip, and it was kind of mid.
It is kind of a mid city.
Downtown Ottawa's like big though, right? Like, did you live like in like
no
Ottawa, or kind of like the outskirts of Ottawa?
I live on the outskirts of Ottawa. I live in like a tiny French town. Okay. Like that's Well, we're mainly French. They actually, like, when you go to school from pre-K to 12th grade, they like forbid you to like speak English. Like in the halls, if you speak English, they're like, no, speak French. It's a big deal. They wanted to like savor our language and be like, and I don't use it here in London at all. I don't use my French ever. And so when I do, it's kind of weird. But yeah, back home, that was the deal. It was just like you spoke French and you have one English class, and that's when you could speak English, and that was it.
That's some like Quebec like shit.
So I learned everything in music too in French. So then when I came here, I had to do that translation myself kind of thing. So whatever you guys talk about, I don't get. I'm like,
did you speak French at home?
Yeah, it's my first, like, it's my official first language.
French.
But I'm like, my parents are bilingual. My mom's side is like rooted deep into like Quebec and France and all sorts of stuff. My dad is like Irish and like English.
Right.
So.
Yeah, that's, oh man, I have never been good at French. I've always, so my deep dark secret, I'm coming out on the FoMSCast. My deep dark secret is that my dad is from Montreal. I am actually part Québécois.
Are you?
It's I try to keep it hidden. I don't like to talk about it.
Really?
I'm ashamed.
Montreal, like a French speaking Montreal bit. Okay.
Yeah, like he would always try to get me to speak French, and I never would because I can't do it. But yeah, my dad's French.
It's a tough language.
It is.
We're kind of hated on too.
Except so French. We talked about this with Emma and Chris actually a little bit, but it's like French is hard to learn as an English speaker, but I feel like French to learn if it's your first language probably wouldn't be that tricky.
It's not
compared to English.
Well, it has, like, if you take any of the diction classes here at Western, the way that they teach French is very interesting, but they tell you a lot about like rules, and so we never like got down into like the real like deep digging kind of like you said the word, you read it out, like you understood all the sounds, and it was less about like rules, like, oh, this letter can appear after like a consonant or whatever. Like it's really like it seems more complicated. People make it more complicated than it is. I mean, the verbs, that's one thing that I will never get truly. But there are other things that are not so difficult. Like just like learning how to speak, I don't think is super duper hard. But
well, I mean, French, I guess French is like, it's a little similar to like other like European languages.
Oh, like, 100%. Yep.
It's so, if you know one of them, I think it's probably a little bit easier. There's a lot of transferable kind of skills, I think, between those languages. I mean, they're all unique and different, but they have like similarities. Whereas you get something like English, which is it's just a bunch of different ones thrown in a soup pot. You throw it around, throw it at the wall.
Have you seen that one video where it was like, it's this one guy who like speaks languages how he hears them, and he did English, and I was like, whoa, is that really what we sound like? Like same thing for like French and like Italian and all that stuff. Like they were accurate. We hear them very differently.
There's there's this one sentence, I forget what word it is, but there's a word that you can say like a bunch of times in a row and it's grammatically correct, and it's just the same word over and over again. I forget what it is. I'm gonna have to look it up after this, but that's like because of how English works. You could say like one word just over and over again,
really,
and it would work grammatically. I forget what it is. I'd have to look it up. So maybe like in the edit I'll drop it.
Drop the word.
But I don't remember at the moment. But yeah, it's such a just bizarre language, and I'm glad I don't have to like learn it.
No, that you already know it. But
French,
it's weird because like sometimes or often enough, like English is like one communal language that often like most people can connect on. Like if you go to, let's say, like study, I know people who like went to do like the summer abroad thing for like opera in like Italy, and they meet people who speak French, who speak German, and all sorts of stuff. And then like English is always that one language that they all share, which is, I guess, neat. But I don't know if it's like we're spreading, we're taking over.
I mean, you want to get down into it. I think the realistic explanation is that the reason English is kind of like the universal language is because of, like colonialism.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I think a lot of it today is just like you get like Americans who just refuse to learn the local language, and they just like expect everybody to, like, you ever seen videos of like Americans who like go to like Japan and like not like Tokyo, just like a random like place in Japan, they just expect people to know English, and I'm like, this is, they don't speak that there.
Yeah, no, it should. I don't think it should be expected.
No,
but
definitely not.
Yeah, no.
Whenever I'm traveling, I always try as much as possible to like stress that I'm Canadian.
It's always a brag, a subtle brag. You like go to a place and you're like, I'm Canadian, guys.
And it's like I have to like I really try to like make that clear. I'm Canadian. I am not from the United States. I am Canadian. My luggage is a big old like there's a big old Canada flag on it.
Yeah, I have a pin. I have a pin that I put on my bag.
And people like Canada for the most part. You know who
We're
really
nice.
likes Canada? Netherlands. If
I've
you're
never
Canadian,
been.
they will treat you like royalty there.
Really?
Netherlands loves Canada because we helped them out a lot during World War II.
Right.
Like basically single-handedly. So they're big fans of us. And yeah, I just because I feel like especially being from like Southern Ontario, we don't have that much of a different
Where are you
accent. I'm from Burlington, so that's like
Okay.
you know where Hamilton is.
Yeah. You're like 2 hours away.
Yeah. Pretty close, relatively speaking. It's like that Southern Ontario. Like, we don't have much of an accent in the way of like it sounds very similar to just, like your average American accent.
Right.
Whereas if you got someone from like East Coast or like
Right. Right, yeah.
Yeah. Like they have heavy accents, or like from like Midwest Canada.
It's I guess like it's distinguishable, so you can kind of see. Yeah. No.
Or
it's
like
really
Toronto. I'm not gonna get Toronto man's accent.
Oh, that's interesting. Those are. I like hearing people talk though in like the different accents, and it's weird. Sometimes I'm like how, because people like in France who learn English, they always have that English accent.
Yeah.
I always found fascinating is like you really learn to adapt your accent according to where you live or how you learn your languages. So I'm not from Quebec, but often people say that my French sounds really Québécois because, well, I'm from Ottawa. Like Gatineau is
right there.
like 45 minutes away. And so I get that French. But then as soon as someone from France comes in, and some of the professors here who teach French, they talk fast and they have no mercy. And I'm like, yep, I get it. And I'm trying so hard. But and even then, like when they speak English, they have that like English accent. I'm like, where'd you get that from?
I have a friend who was born in England, then moved here in 2012. And she still has her accent, surprisingly. It's been like a long time.
Is it like slowly fading away?
It definitely has faded, but it's like, but even still, like she's like 21 years old now, and she still has it, which is pretty interesting. Because I feel like you have to like almost have to like work at it, especially when you're young. I feel like it's a lot easier to be susceptible to accents.
Damn. Yeah. Cool.
I went to Mexico once for a wedding.
Only once?
Well, I've been there once, like just to be in Mexico, and then I've been there a couple times, like on a like I've taken cruises, and that's I've stopped in Mexico.
On a cruise.
They're fun. You get unlimited ice cream.
On every cruise?
Well,
or on the cruise that
on the cruise that I've been on.
Okay.
But I have to imagine they're all the same, right? I think there are pros and cons to cruises. I think for some
like
people
the
it's not
idea.
their vibe, and I can get that because you're just like on a boat for a while.
In the middle of the ocean, dude, what happens? Did you know? Sorry, this is really like dark. That they have morgues?
Well, yeah, because it's all a bunch of old people. But it's like, what else are you gonna do? Like, what else are you gonna? If someone like bites the bucket, what are you gonna do?
I just think it's
Throw 'em?
crazy. Overboard. Walk the plank. That's crazy. No, just the thought of it. It's like its own like city for like the time being. It's like it's just gonna travel. It's crazy to me. I don't know.
I don't know. It can be fun. I think as I'm older, because I went on a cruise last summer.
Right.
But it's this weird thing where it's like, so I'm not a kid anymore, right? So there's less for me to do. But I'm also not, like I wasn't 21, so I couldn't drink or anything because...
Oh, it's in the States.
Yeah, it's in the States. It's wherever like the ship. I don't know if it's where the ship leaves from or if it's where it's registered, but either way, the drinking age was 21.
Right.
And so it's like, I'm too old to do like the cool stuff, but I'm too young
Who says you're too old? Come on.
I don't think I would make it into the kids club, bro. I don't think they let me in. They'd have some questions for me.
Yeah, what are you doing here, Michael?
I don't think I meet the height requirement. I fear I'm a little tall.
Just put on some like of those floaties and like go right ahead, go down the slide.
Ew, that's horrible. Ugh.
Hey, some people don't know how to swim. Those floaties save lives.
I guess. So getting like way back on topic. What do you want to talk a little bit more about like some of your plans this year for the VP comms? Like, some of the like sneak peeks?
I guess in terms of VP communication and the like future of it right now, I'm just trying to get our social media, like I'm rebranding. First of all, that's a huge thing that we're doing at FoMSC is rebranding. So we've got a new logo. Woo. And I'm hoping to, like find our colors and kind of maintain that across like all platforms. So get ourselves a new sign for the office hours. And just kind of, I guess, think about what we're trying to represent and trying to like push that outwards and kind of maintain that brand, because like it is it's like a student council, but we represent students, and I feel like we want to push that as much as possible. And sometimes like we're a little overlooked and we have a bad rep for doing whatever, but really people don't know quite what happens behind the scenes. And I want to promote what FoMSC really is and push that kind of view out there. So making sure everything is consistent. So like posting is consistent and having representation across like our social media. Outreach is something else that I'd like to work on. So collaborating with other people, and then hopefully with like the help of our VP events, we can kind of move forward with that. But just like making it like noticeable and like it catches your eye, so that I just want us to stay significant rather than just staying afloat. I want us to like actually be like present. Above water, present. Everyone kind of knows FoMSC and that we're like on everyone's good side. Okay, we're not the bad guys.
Kind of going above the office hour. That's gonna be the title of the episode. Going above the office hour. The future of FoMSC with Nat Burden.
With Nat Burden.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Feature my awful last name. Did you know that my last name is not it is Burden.
Do you think your last name is a burden on you?
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Sorry, continue what you're going to say.
So apparently my last name isn't actually Burden. Like it was. I don't know if you had this project when you were in, I don't know, high school, but I had to do a project where it was like research your background, do your family tree, and I used Ancestry. And apparently finding like all the documents was like really easy. I don't know. Everyone had already made a tree about the Burden family. But apparently when we were in like England and like whatever, like the United Kingdom and stuff, our family name was Burton. So Burton.
Oh, like the director.
Yeah. Yeah. Huh. And and then I guess there was some miscommunication when like jotting down like something about like traveling on like the boat and whatever, and it was like misprinted or whatnot, and now it's Burden.
I think I've heard that happen a lot with people like if you go back like far enough, you'll find that your last name is totally different.
Mm-hmm.
They like when they move countries, they like for example like Mackenzie, there's MAC, blah blah blah, and there's MCK.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think it was Jacob. I think he was talking about this. It was like when you go back far enough when they moved over to Canada from Scotland. The story goes, I don't know if this is true or not, but this is just what I heard from Jacob, and I thought it was funny. Is when you have doing your your last name, you had to pay by the letter. So they just dropped the A from Mackenzie, so it's Mackenzie.
Really?
Yeah, that's the lore, apparently, allegedly.
I didn't know that. That's kind of cool. That's interesting.
It's
Pay by the letter.
How last names evolve over time. Because, I mean, last names, they used to just be like what you like did, right? For your living. That's because they weren't always a thing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, neat.
That's interesting.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
But yeah, above the office hour, just call me Natalie. No, I'm kidding. You can put my full name. It's fine.
Yeah, no, I think that's good. I think we need that because I think you're right. I think a lot of people don't fully understand what we do besides the office hours and like an occasional event. So I think trying to do more, and I think Em and Callista, they have a lot of good ideas too this year. So hopefully it all like works out because I think
it needs to fall into place, and I think we've got like a good team, and we all kind of have that same like goal and purpose in mind. And so I want to push whatever everyone else has, like any other ideas. Like I want to push this FoMSCast, and I want to like make sure that everyone knows about it and that it's like a good tool moving forward. So yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, well, and by the time this comes out, so it'll come out on October 4th, we'll be having our first meeting that Sunday, so in 2 days. And then we'll have our full council finally, president and all.
Oh yeah.
And then I think we'll really like I think we'll hit the ground running, which I think it'll be good. Yeah.
We've had a lot of those kind of moments for like different clubs. Just where it's like, okay, now we're significant. Now we've got it. And it took, I think, a few years, but I think we're at a place now where everyone's kind of on that same page.
Do you think that's kind of the same for choir council? Because I was talking to Em, and they were telling me about how, like, for a while, choir council kind of fell underground, but they're kind of getting back into the spotlight.
Yeah. I definitely think that choir council is, up on the rise at the moment. Like last year was kind of our little peek out of the water moment. We were like, hello, we're here, we exist. And now I'm just trying to take it to that next level.
Yeah.
Because if you look, like, I have access to the Google Drive now from like years and years ago. And I was able to sort through a lot of stuff, and they had so many great ideas that they just never touched upon. And that to me is like really sad because there was so much potential, and it's either lack of funding or just like, all sorts of stuff, or even just like a lot of it was also pandemic stuff. But we never used to have kind of a place, or really understand what we were trying to do. And now we kind of have, I've instilled a motto, and it sounds so professional, but it's essentially just significant, supportive, and what's the last one? There are 3 S's. Regardless, it was just sustainable was the last one. So it's just a matter of we don't have to go above and beyond. Like any serious emergency has to go straight to faculty. So we are not in a position to kind of, like, if there's like a big kind of issue happening, that's not our job. But I feel like in past years we've taken that on, and that's kind of been like a little toxic for our council. And then now we kind of broken that barrier, and we've said, okay, if you have a big emergency, you go to Mark Ramsey, who's like the head of choral activities, and then whatever else, like all the fun activities that we can do in events and all sorts of stuff, comes to choir council. And then and like any support, student experience, it's all like, it's our job. And I want to push that kind of idea forward. And I have a team, quite a big team compared to like years before. And we just had our first like full council meeting yesterday. Nice. And it was amazing. I don't mean to like be biased, but it was so great. And I feel like this is the first time that every member of choir council, including choir reps, because often they were kind of like, the executive was the important bit, and then the choir reps were kind of like pushed to the side.
Yeah.
But now they have an opportunity to work in committees. And we have student experience, which is led by me. We have content creation, which is led by Ian, which is VP Comms. And then VP Events, Pauline, has an event planning committee. And now they all kind of have a place and they all have a voice. And it went so smoothly. And I couldn't be happier with the team that I have and the events that are coming up. Oh, I'm so excited.
For people that like maybe don't know, if you guys want like real simple, like what is choir council? Just kind of in general.
It's a team of students for students in the choral faculty. So most of us are upper year, but we have 2 first year reps, and essentially we're just there to like ensure that your choir journey is like nice and smooth. So a lot of you are new to the choir journey, and that's like completely okay. And we want to offer events that will benefit you in your choral journey, and then also just give you like food and snacks when you need it, because sometimes you have classes up until, I don't know, like 5:30, and then your concert's at 7 and you don't have time to go get food. So choir council, we started this last year where we get you food for that little period, so you don't have to like leave and come back, right? And there's a whole bunch of different initiatives that we're doing, but essentially that's the gist.
Nice. Yeah, because I never really knew what it was until kind of last year. And I'll tell you, a big part of that was the Instagram rules. Yeah.
Yeah, I took that very seriously last year.
Oh, it was great.
Mainly because, again, I wanted to push like choir council out there and make sure that it was recognized, because I was in it in my 2nd year and it was all over Zoom. Yeah. And no one knew what we did. Not even I felt like not even the president knew what we were doing. And last year we kind of took that initiative of being like, okay, we're going to make it out. And then now here we are.
Yeah, I think you're probably in a really good position this year to hit the ground running, like I said earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you said earlier about your 3 S's reminded me of, we had the 3 S's of Sophing last year.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, somebody, I don't remember who, somebody's like signed their email off with it. But the 3 S's of Sophing last year were slay, serve, survive. That was our motto last year.
Oh my god.
That's what we lived by. That's what got us through a week.
Slay, serve, survive.
I don't remember who said that, but it was somebody, and then we said it all the time.
Oh my god, what an icon, really.
Yeah. I wish I could remember. If I checked my email, I would know. But it was, I think it was somebody it was one of the higher ups.
Oh my god. I will live that by that motto.
That keeps me going.
Slay, serve, survive. Let's do it.
You were a Soph this year.
I was.
How did you enjoy that?
I loved it. I think it's my last year, so weirdly enough, this is like the most involved I've been.
I think that tends to happen with most people, though. It's kind of like it's your last year, so you want to make the most of it, right?
Well, I didn't quite take the most, or like take in a lot in my first year, or at least in O week, and I feel like I missed out a lot on that, especially just because like there were people there, like there were softs there doing the exact thing that I was doing this year, and I don't know, I feel like I was like a little hermit and I stayed in my room, and I don't know, I've always been wanting to do something about like, you know, getting involved, and then that was the first opportunity that caught my eye, and then I did it, and I do not regret it. Oh my goodness, I don't regret it. It was so much fun. I think the people that I work with or alongside with, and then even my first years, shout out to them, they are awesome. And my like honorary first years, also shout out to them. And I feel like still even now, like I'm just, it's like big sister moment, or even just like offering help where I can. It makes you feel good, but it also is connections that I would not have made otherwise.
Yeah, and I think it can be exhausting in the moment, which I think we all felt a little bit. I think that's always how it goes, right? But you look back on it and you're like, I'm really glad I did that.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
And you sophed for you were in Essex, right?
Yeah,
That's where your
Essex,
first years were?
dude.
And were you in London first year?
I was in London Hall my first year. Yeah, it was a good time. I had my own room.
Oh,
and
that must have been nice.
But like within like an apartment kind of, or like a suite. So it was like each one of them had their own room.
Is that suite style? Or is it hybrid? I don't remember.
No, it's suite, I believe so. Yeah, and we were 3 of them, and then we had 1 full bathroom, 1 half bath, and then a kitchen and a common room to share. And I definitely paid a lot of money, but I think it was worth it. Like I had a double bed too. I did not have a single. I had a double.
Really?
Yeah.
Did everyone have a double bed?
At least everyone in my apartment.
Bro, what? That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, it was nice.
I wouldn't even like calling the beds in Delhi single beds are generous. That's generous.
Oh my god.
They're so small.
They are, I know, they are very small. Yes. No, I had lots of friends in like Saugeen and stuff like that, and I'm like, how do you guys live? Like, I don't know.
Saugeen is crazy. I don't know if I can handle it.
I also felt really disconnected from not being on the Delhi floor.
That's fair. I think I've heard a few people say that, so I don't think you're alone in that.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you right now.
It's not all that.
You didn't miss much.
I really wanted to be a part of that community.
I said this. I think I said it on the last episode, but I will say one big pro of it is that, so we're already in the smallest faculty, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then, so smallest faculty, I'm living on a floor with just people in my faculty in the smallest residence building.
Right.
So it was really easy to make friends right off the bat.
Mm-hmm.
I will say that's like a huge pro. I will also say, was it totally healthy for all of us to be seeing each other 24 hours a day, 7 days a week?
No.
Probably not, because we're all in the same classes, right? Because it's general first year.
Mm-hmm.
So like overall, I'd say my experience was good, but it's like, it probably would have been nice to like get a break.
Yeah, we had this group chat, or at least like I was in it. Was it Delaware?
Delaware Rejects.
Yeah.
I was also in it for some reason. I think Ricky added me.
Oh, well, I was in Delaware Rejects. I was like, okay, got it. Thanks. What a way to like
bond over not being in Delhi.
Well, no, I mean, I still made like a few friends.
Yeah.
The first time I actually made friends in first year was in Gearing's class when we had our like little, what is it, Verdi and Mahler essay.
Not the Mahler Verdi essay. I think the first years are going through that right now.
I think so too.
And
I had a few asking me like, what do I write?
I am so sorry. There's no getting around that. You just got to power through it.
You just got to do it.
You're almost there.
Remember when we like passed it around and like people had to like go through it?
No, I don't remember. Did we do that?
Yeah, because that's when I met Will Krieger. He was my first friend. Like, I passed it. I had I wasn't sitting next to it. Like, I was just kind of alone. And it was like, we just passed it around the circle.
Was
and
this
I
in
had to
your
like,
tutorial?
no, it was in the big lecture hall.
I don't remember this at all.
Oh.
I'm not saying it didn't happen. I just don't remember that.
I remember who I had grading mine, and I remember who I was grading. I'm not gonna name any names, but
that's crazy. I don't remember that at all.
Yeah, that because that was the first time I made a friend. It was important to me.
Yeah, no, well, that's yeah.
So, but I don't. That's the only thing, or the only time I remember making like that, and then meeting my roommate Alyssa. That's.
And what a great first friend, Will.
Will,
what a great guy.
He's a great guy. But yeah.
Yeah, that's, man, I don't remember that at all. That's crazy. Well, also one of the things that I really liked was for 10:30 theory, I was getting out of bed at 10:20.
That that's so lucky.
That's definitely like, should I have done that? Probably not. Was I doing that? Absolutely.
Oh, 100%. It's actually so bad. I was a lazy first year, and please do not do this.
I still am. I time it so I get up and as the last possible second so I can just barely make it if I rush. I don't know why, because I always get like a adrenaline spike.
And you're like,
sure I'm not late, but
Oh, 100%. No, Michael, I used to take an Uber back to my residence
Brother.
because I was
What?
like, and I could have walked. That's how lazy I was.
An Uber back from Talbot to London.
Mm-hmm.
And how much did that cost you?
Like $9. But it was like, sometimes, you know, when you like stay really late and you're like,
Like, I guess it's only like a 10-minute walk.
it's probably like a 5-minute bus ride too. 100%. Was I thinking? No, I was just like,
Bro.
fast way of getting home. Yes.
That's crazy.
It's bad.
That's bro.
My bank account suffered that year, but thanks OSAP.
OSAP funded your Ubers to residence from Talbot. That's crazy. That's definitely what that should be used for. That's
no,
what
please
it's meant
don't use
for.
that. That's what I'm saying. Don't. I'm not
Don't do
endorsing this. I'm just saying that this is what I did.
Oh my god, dude.
What can I say? I spend my money on ridiculous stuff, but
Oh, so do I.
this. But no, I've been like hearing all the first years trying to buy their books. They are so much more expensive now.
Oh yeah, and like they were expensive in our year, and they're even more expensive now.
Well, you know that like pack of 3
the
books,
stupid 3-book thing, yeah.
that you got was it like 150
Something
for
like
all
that.
3, and now they're like individual, and you have to buy them individually.
How much are they individually? Do you know?
I have no clue.
Well, they're probably expensive though. Jesus.
And apparently even mine is not the same apparently that they're using this year, so I can't sell mine.
There's a new edition.
Because there's a new edition, and I'm like, I could have just gave you mine for free. I don't use it.
Dude, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. The only one of those books I ever opened was the white one, like the one we used for dictation.
Oh yeah.
The red and blue ones I never opened, not a single time.
They're blank.
I think we were supposed to, for theory.
Maybe.
Did you know there were theory readings
Were there?
for D'Souza's class? Yeah,
No, there weren't.
there were. Apparently,
I didn't do them.
Neither did I. It was like late October at first. I was talking to, Haley.
Mm-hmm.
She lived across from me, and she's like, "Yeah, you guys been doing the theory readings," and we're like, "What theory readings?" Because not a single person did them except like Haley.
Haley did them? Go
Yeah,
Haley.
I guess they were
Gold star.
Maybe they were in the syllabus. I don't know. I didn't do any of the.
I just did the
readings.
Harmonia and called it a
Oh,
day.
the Harmonia. Okay, you know what is ridiculous? Having to pay for a service to do your homework. That should not be allowed.
Did I pay for Harmonia?
Harmonia, yeah, it costs money.
Oh.
It's like, I think it's like $20-$30.
You can see how responsible I am with my money. I already Ubered to home, and I don't know that Harmonia costs money.
Harmonia cost us money.
How much? Like a lot?
It wasn't.
Too much.
Yeah, too much. We shouldn't have to pay to do homework.
No, we should not.
I liked
Actually-
Harmonia as a platform, but the
I
fact
think-
they had to pay for it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
As students.
Yeah. No. I liked, there were a few classes where they would get us the program for free. I'm like, why can't we just do that with Harmonia then?
We could.
We could collab with Harmonia and be like, here,
Or just like
support all the first year students.
But it's also because like we never use it after that first semester class.
That's true.
We only use it for D'Souza's class.
Is D'Souza only one semester?
Yeah.
Oh, and the second semester's
Is
Fitz.
Fitzpatrick, or at least it was. I think it still is, but
and then the second year is Frank.
It's changed every year. I don't know who's teaching it right now.
I don't know either.
Because it was in
I
our
never
year.
met Frank though.
In our year, it was Fitzpatrick and Ducharme, and then last year it was Frank.
Who did you have?
I had Ducharme.
I also had Ducharme.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then Fitzpatrick was Jim, obviously.
Yeah. Huh.
Yeah, I don't remember. I think it's some new person teaching theory this year. I don't actually know.
like Peter Frank, and then there's maybe some other guy.
There's someone. It's not Peter Frank this year. I know it's not Peter Frank this year.
Was he last year?
Yes, last year. Yeah.
I don't know who's the.
I think it's somebody new. Like it's like
I'd
a
have to
new
think
like
about it.
person that we don't know.
That we don't know. It's a secret.
I think.
I have no idea. Not a clue.
I'd have to ask a second year.
I'd also have to ask the second year. Who's in second year?
Like you just want to name all the second years?
No, I feel like everyone like
if they were in first year last year, they're in second year this year.
Is Callista in second year?
Yes.
Oh my God, why did I think? But then M is in third.
Yes.
I thought they were in the same year.
No.
I'm really getting. Oh, sorry. My brain. I don't think we're in fourth.
No, every person younger than us, I also view as a first year because I remember when they were in first year because I was a soph.
They just kind of all blend.
So
I don't know.
saw all of them in first year, and to me, they're all still first years.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
It's a little weird. We're old. We're old and dying.
Almost, not quite.
It's over for us. The second I turn 21, I can feel my bones start to get brittle.
Maybe I'll die on the cruise ship and get into the morgue.
Is that how you want to go? You want to go in a cruise ship morgue?
Morgue.
That's the way. That's how you want to die.
Well, what if I specifically like asked to be like thrown off the ship and into the ocean?
What do you think happens to the bodies in the morgue if a ship sinks? Do you think they float up like a dead fish?
Do we float when we're dead?
Yeah.
What makes a fish float when it's dead?
It's buoyant.
Are we buoyant?
Yeah, because we float naturally.
Right.
We don't. You don't sink.
No.
You float.
Okay, so then probably that would just be a little weird sight to see. Go whale seeing, and all you see is just like bodies. This is taking such a dark turn. Okay, well, I just want to be in the morgue. I did not ask for my body to be floating in the ocean.
So what are your future plans for choir council this year? Let's talk about that.
We have our first event on October 10th.
Okay. It's the perfect time to shout it out.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Peer guides and choir council are collabing on a sight singing workshop.
Oh, that's smart.
So, well, just because like you use sight singing in choir a lot, especially, well, for your first audition, like your placement, you have to do an excerpt, but then just throughout choir, you often use it, and then we know a lot of first years who are in their sight singing course, in second years in their sight singing course. So it's kind of like we're gonna make little booklets with like tips and tricks from all of our like guests, and we're gonna do some choral excerpt readings, like sight singings, so that because sometimes it can be difficult, especially with like 4 parts and having to sight read just your one part. So that, and then also just like little excerpts from the book. So, and we're hoping to have one TA. I'm still waiting on some TAs to respond to me, but TA, and then Maya Zabogar is the student's perspective kind of guest, and then Mark Ramsey and Tracy Wong are going to be there as conductors.
I think that'll be helpful because I remember sight singing was like it was a challenge because I don't sing, right?
Right.
Like, that's not something that I'm particularly good at, and so that was real. When I was in first year, that was real stressful for me because I was like, Keyharm, whatever, you can make that up.
Yeah.
Dictation was rough, but sight singing, it really was like, I mean, I think you find that it gets pretty easy isn't the right word, but it's like they go easy on you because they understand that you're not a singer. Yeah. And they just want to make sure you understand the concept, but it's still like it's kind of daunting as a first year. I think.
It's also scary just like having one-on-one testing. I feel like that was one thing that like I kid you not, I cried a few times like right in front of the instructor. I'm just like, no, and it's really bad. But But yeah, no, I used to cry a lot in those tests because they were just so daunting and scary. And as someone who didn't get, like, I wasn't trained in classical music until 1 year before Western.
Right. I think that's actually, you know what, that's actually not that uncommon
So
for a lot of people.
like coming into it, not having sightseeing experience,
Yeah.
not doing nothing. Like I was in choir growing up and stuff like that, but we didn't sightsing.
Yeah.
Everything was learned by rote. Like, you know, you kind of sang something and say it like someone repeated. So sightseeing is a daunting thing, especially for me. And I'm still like I'm in fourth year. Like I should be. You would think that I'd be comfortable with it, but I'm not. So this kind of thing, especially, is something that I find important. I feel like it would be super educational. And that was one of the events that was like in the folder that like no one touched, and I was like, it was fate. Like I needed to do it. I was like, I need to do that event. So, yeah, October 10th, TC 100 at 12:30.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
What
I'm
day?
excited.
What day is the 10th? That's like a
Thursday.
Thursday. Cool.
It's a Thursday at lunchtime. Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be really helpful, and it is stressful. But you know what? The TAs are always all super nice, or at least for me, I
100%.
always had really nice sightseeing TAs.
Oh yeah,
And
they had to deal with me bawling my eyes out. Like it's a
they
little
get
awkward.
that you're trying your best,
Oh,
but it's
100%.
stressful.
Yeah, no. And then we actually have a collab with MESA too. Not
We
no. Not now, like not soon, but we will. Yeah, it's going to be a conducting series called Conducting 101.
This is the first I'm hearing of it.
Oh, Karen and I spoke about it
I'm
in
the
summer.
vice president.
We have a collab, or at least we were envisioning a collab.
Yeah.
And yeah, so Conducting 101. It's a series. It's going to happen once every semester. We have a conducting masterclass and then a conducting kind of like base kind of learning. So it's going to be choral conducting, but we're thinking of maybe incorporating some instrumental conducting in there
Because
too.
they're very different.
They are very different. So that's why, and this would go for this would probably be aimed at like first years, who maybe don't know whether or not they want to do, I don't know, instrumental or choral conducting, or even like just education in general.
I mean, my recommendation is if you're first year, if you can, take both courses.
Can you, even though you're not in the instrumental stream?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. I would have taken that.
You can take instrumental conducting, yeah.
Oh. Who is it with?
Dr. Richardson.
Okay. I should have taken that.
Oh, it's easily like my favorite class.
Really?
Yeah. It's you have to have taken an instrument course, though.
Oh. Like which one?
Any of them. You have to take at least one of them.
At least one? Okay. Maybe that's why I didn't take that.
But yeah, you can do those if you're planning on going to the choral education track, you can still take instrument courses, you can still take instrumental conducting.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you have to get permission or not. I don't think you do. You just have to ask to be enrolled. Because
Right.
if you choose instrumental, you're enrolled automatically. If you're in choral, you can still take those courses. You just have to ask, and I really think you should.
Mm-hmm.
If you have room in your schedule, because I think they're very beneficial courses. I think it's good to learn these things, and I also think vice versa. You should take, if you're an instrumental, you should take the choral conducting course, because I think just as an educator, the more skills that you have in your toolbox, the better prepared you are for whatever situation you're thrown into.
Yeah.
Right?
Or just like being, more versatile.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it opens yourself up for more opportunities.
More
down the line.
opportunities. And and they're, like you said, they're very different. And so you can learn from a little bit of both. No, I loved choral conducting. It was a really good course. But I'm not in ed anymore. So
what are you in?
performance.
Performance? When is your performance?
In third year. So last year. I had my audition literally at the beginning of third year.
Oh.
And because I decided last minute. In second year, I guess I didn't feel like I was ready for performance, but I was like, and I did my audition, and I was like, ooh. But now, so performance is different from ed, and I feel like you guys have so many more opportunities for classes.
Yeah, I mean, we have more classes, I think, in general that you can take, yeah.
Yeah, you have like more, I guess, elective classes. Like you have the music and psychology.
But I think a part of that though is because for performances, like you get a credit for your recital, you
Right.
have more time, you have to do like more time with lessons, right? So you focus more on like practicing. That's what most of your time is. I think is the disparity there, because I think on paper, like it's definitely easy. Like we have more like we do have more classes, but that's because you're more focused on
doing
performing
other stuff. Yeah.
Perfecting your craft.
Oh yeah, it is very different in terms of expectations, and especially being in both streams, I kind of like got that like firsthand, where it's like they're very like vastly different. And I don't even think I have a preference, but I think performance is demanding in that, like practicing, rep, all sorts of stuff.
Whereas ed is demanding because there's just so many classes,
like so much course load. I feel for the instrumental stream kids.
It's a lot. It is a lot. I won't lie.
Oh my god, I cannot.
Especially if you're going in a second year, first year is going to ed. It's going to be a lot, but it's going to be okay. I'm going to have a music education based episode a little bit later, so I'll go more in depth about how to survive second year. But once you get to third and fourth year, it's actually not that bad. Like especially this year, like my first semester is pretty light,
yeah.
In terms of, but like second year is real busy. But then once you get through that, you're golden. I really wanted to take choral conducting, and I was talking to Dr. Wong over the summer trying to figure out, because and then we kind of came to the sense the reason I'm not taking is because there's two classes, choral conducting 1, choral conducting 2, right? The first class is just kind of more, it's foundations of conducting, which Dr. Wong was like, well, if you already took instrumental conducting, you don't really, like, it's going to be a little boring because you already know how to conduct, generally speaking. But then the second term course, it doesn't fit into the instrumental music ed schedule.
Right.
Like, most of my classes are second semester. Like, I'm taking like 5 or 6 classes next semester. I'm taking like 3 this semester. Like, the balance is way off, man. So I just never have my schedule, which I'm really bummed about because I was looking forward to taking it. But
yeah, come to the MESA conducting series.
Well, I am the vice president of MESA, so I'll probably be there.
No, again, it was kind of like an idea that Karen and I threw around, and we kind of solidified. We haven't found a date or anything, and we haven't quite spoken about it since, but it isn't like it's something that we want to do this year. And then we're also collabing with the vocal pedagogy course. So anyone who's in choir and who wants to learn how to sing, like especially like pianists or like instrumentalists or even just like vocalists who want to like improve and get extra lessons, the vocal pedagogy course is literally students who need to teach other students, and it's like a part of their course.
Yeah.
So hopefully they won't, like, it'll be like complimentary free. At least for most of them it will be, because they need to find students. And we also have, we have the undergrad like section of that class and then the grad section of that class. And so like they let us know how many people they need, and then we kind of, it's like that's an ongoing collab, right, I guess, throughout the year. So
one thing I think we could touch about, and then we're probably just about at a time. For people that don't know, because I was definitely confused my first couple years, what's the difference between choir council and SNATs? Okay. They're both kind of voice, like choral based,
or they're voice based. So they're both voice based. SNATs is the student Nats, which is National Association of Teachers in Singing, or of Singing. And well, Nats is like a whole thing on its own. SNATs is just like the student chapter at Western. And so what they put on is, I guess, more, there's a lot of vocal health, and I guess I don't know do you know of Voice Fridays?
Yeah.
Okay, that's kind of like their thing. They have a lot of to do with Voice Fridays and just having guest speakers on different, you know, because our body is our instrument. It's like a little different than, I guess, you guys having like the physical instrument.
Yeah.
And there's just different, I guess, like bodily things that we need to focus on.
Well, and because like I could scream all day long and I could still play my instrument pretty well.
Yeah.
Whereas you'd be
I couldn't.
kind of screwed.
So that's what they kind of focus on.
Yeah.
While choir council is very, very specific to the choral faculty.
Right.
And so SNATs also has like that competition or like that like the NATs competition.
Yeah.
So like regional, national, all sorts of stuff. I don't know where that's happening this year. Maybe check the
It was here last year,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, there was some of it happening this here. Or actually, that was the national one. There was one in, or was it? There was one happening at Queens, I know, because I went.
Right. Yes, I do remember that.
Yeah, so there was one at Queens. But yeah, choir council on the other hand is like very, very like streamlined, like choral faculty. So we cover all 3 choirs, and yeah, like we will touch a little bit on like vocal health and maybe eventually make another SNATs choir council collab. We had one last year, so maybe a new one. I don't know, but yeah, they like one focus is more on solo singing, the other focus is more on like group singing.
Yeah.
And there is a big difference, but we spoke that about last year when we had our round table. So yeah.
Yeah. This is perfect. I'm sitting over here now. Okay.
Oh.
My bad. Whoops.
Wait, no, wrong way. On air.
All right. Well.
Oh.
Thank you for joining us on the FoMSCast today.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for watching, and we will see you next week on the FoMSCast. Okay, yeah, that's it. We're done.